Hello YouTube family. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Are you interested to know about how to create your first Amazon seller account? Are you wondering that how to create your first Amazon seller account? If yes, then you are at the exact place. In this video we are going to talk about how to create your first Amazon seller account. So if you visited my channel first time, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can't miss any amazing video like this. So without further ado, let's jump into it. You've done all the brainstorming, market research, and ordering of your new products. You've even got a fancy business plan. Since you've decided that opening a fulfillment by Amazon, FBA, business is right for you, now you're probably wondering how to sell on Amazon. The first step is to set up your store so you can begin selling your own products. It might seem a little intimidating to set up your Amazon seller account, especially if this is your first online retail business. Luckily, it's really simple, and as long as you've got all the pieces in place, you'll be selling in no time. It's important to take the time to prepare your store for customers, but once your account is all set up, you can add your inventory and get your store up and running. Before diving into the step-by-step process of setting up your Amazon seller account in your Seller Central space, there are a few things you need to have completed ahead of time to make sure the setup process goes as smoothly as possible. Figuring out what you're selling and how you're sourcing your product are the most time-consuming parts of setting up your FBA business. Make sure you've already done these tasks before you go through the effort of setting up your account so you can start selling right away. If you haven't done this step yet, make sure you do your research on what products will help you excel as an Amazon seller. Besides knowing what product you're selling, you should probably decide on the name of your store before you create your account. Are you going to use your individual name, or do you have a business or brand name already decided on? Most importantly, you need to know if you're going to be creating the account as a business, also known as an LLC, or as an individual, sole proprietor. Amazon has two different account options for FBA sellers depending on their situation, but you'll also need to have this decision made ahead of time for tax purposes, since you'll need to fill out tax forms while setting up your account. Yay, taxes! Once you have these things squared away, you'll have all the key background information that will help you set up your store in a super streamlined fashion. If you'd like to buy an Amazon FBA business that's already making a profit, then you can register for a free Empire Flippers account. Deciding your business structure, sole proprietor or LLC. You'll face an important question that will dictate how your Amazon business runs and operates right from the start. Would you want to run your business under your ownership as a sole proprietor or as an LLC, limited liability company? If you are unsure your commitment to a large FBA business and experimenting with growing your business, a sole proprietorship or operating as an individual on Amazon, we'll get into that in the next section, may grab your attention. But it does come with a catch. As a sole proprietor, you'll have unlimited liability, meaning all assets and debts are owned by you. This puts you at risk because you will be directly liable in the case of any legal action taken against your business. If you owe debt larger than your business assets, you could lose personal assets to pay that debt. In the case of an LLC, you would be protected as your business is an established entity that can be held liable in the case of legal action. With an LLC, business and personal assets are separate. So why would anyone set up a sole proprietorship, you ask? It's the easiest and cheapest way to become one of Amazon's sellers. You don't have to go through the hassle of registering the business and establishing business income like with an LLC. Establishing an LLC generally costs more, and on Amazon it also means you will be responsible for business fees. Those fees would be nested under the Amazon Professional Seller Central account, which you would likely choose that option if creating an LLC. Choosing an LLC or sole proprietorship will determine your next crossroads when creating your Amazon Sellers account. Will you go with an individual or professional seller account under Amazon Seller Central? Your choice, professional or individual. It might sound like a no-brainer question. Of course I'm a professional, but these are Amazon's choices for your seller account plan. It's worth exploring your options before you start the process of creating your account, since there are pretty big differences between the two. Either way, you'll be able to sell your items and run your FBA business. The major difference has to do with whether you think you'll be selling more or less than 40 items per month, and whether you want to pay a monthly fee. The individual seller plan doesn't have a monthly fee, and this pricing plan is pretty appealing if you're just starting out and in a more experimental mode with your products. If you're feeling pretty confident that your item's going to sell like hotcakes, however, it might be worth it to pay $39.99 per month to be a professional seller. That way, you won't have to pay Amazon 99 cents for each item sold, which is the fee that individual sellers have to pay. If you want to wait and see how your FBA does, you can start as an individual and upgrade your account to the professional selling plan at any time. There's a lot of overlap between the two plans. Both individuals and professionals have to pay shipping, referral, and closing fees, all explained on Amazon's website. And both professional and individual sellers can list their products in more than 20 categories, but professional sellers can include their products in 10 extra categories. Whichever plan you choose, the process of creating your seller account is exactly the same. Getting started. Create your Amazon seller account. Before jumping onto Amazon's website in the exciting rush to open your new FBA business, make sure you have these essential items right next to you. 1. A credit card that can be charged internationally. 2. Your bank account information, such as your routing and account numbers. And 3. Your tax identification information, either for yourself or your business. Once you've got these details, you'll want to make your way to Amazon's homepage. Scroll to the bottom of the page and find the list titled, Make Money with Us. Then, click on, Sell on Amazon. It'll take you to a page that looks like this. Hope you're ready to start selling, because that's the button you need to click to start the process. Now you'll enter the Seller Central side of Amazon. Next, you'll need to create an account. Or, if you're one of 65 million people who's already an Amazon Prime member, log into your account using the link below the form. If you're someone who likes to separate business and personal emails, you may want to use a different email than the one associated with your Amazon Prime account. Since you're setting up your FBA business using this login, you'll start getting emails about your orders and other business transactions. One thing to note is that for every Seller Central account you open, it must have a unique email attached. So if you are excited about starting FBA businesses and thinking ahead to selling your business with us, all of your accounts must have separate emails. If you don't already have a business email and you'd prefer to keep things separate, it's simple enough to set up a Gmail account just for your business before you log on to Amazon. Once you've created your account or logged on with an existing account, you'll be asked to enter your legal name. Think of it this way: who's paying the taxes for this business? If you're setting up your seller account as an individual, use your name and tax identification information. Otherwise, stick with your business's name and information. Once you've entered this information, Amazon will ask for your business's address. This is also the page where you'll enter the unique display name for your business that everyone on Amazon will see. Amazon lets you know if the name has already been taken. I got lucky with the name and phone number for my fake business. Amazon will then ask for a billing method, so you'll need to whip out that internationally recognized credit card and banking information. Once you're on this screen, they'll verify the selling plan that you chose. You'll see here that I selected a professional plan. Since you're setting up a FBA account, make sure to check the box. One of the last steps in this setup process is entering your tax identification information in a tax interview process. Essentially, Amazon needs to register you in their system, because they have to keep track of all the third-party sellers that they cut checks to. And the lovely people at the IRS demand this information, of course. As a mandatory step in this process, you're basically filling out a W-9 form. During the tax interview, you'll have to select whether you're a sole proprietor or a business. The major difference, besides all the nitty-gritty details in the paperwork about taxes, will be that sole proprietors, individuals, will use their Social Security number, SSN, instead of an employer identification number as their tax identification number. Amazon validates and provides you with a W-9 form pretty quickly after you've submitted your information. The last step in setting up your seller account is providing general information about your products, but this is optional. You can skip it and fill it out at a later time. After these 5 steps are complete, your seller account is all set up. Make sure you stay watching our next related video to discover more amazing videos. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comments box below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.